Now, let's look at how these roles operate in the review process. The following workflows will help you visualize the life of a SPA submission package and how each of the MACPro roles we just described are involved. First, we'll take a moment to discuss what you will learn in this section. We will cover some of the MACPro functionalities available to CMS users in a bird's-eye view of a SPA submission package's path through the CMS review process, while highlighting the various MACPro user roles involved. There are key functionalities in MACPro that are available to CMS users. We will briefly introduce them to you now. However, they will be shown in further detail in the upcoming in-system demonstration for CMS users training. For Medicaid State Plan and MACPro, anything that is submitted to CMS begins as a submission package. A submission package is a conglomeration of state plan templates that make up a submission that the CMS will review, in this case, a state plan amendment. The MMDL state plan templates are now referred to as reviewable units in MACPro and abbreviated as RUs. Reviewable units are the forms in which states enter information for the submission package. The review tool is available to users on the CMS review team to facilitate a streamlined review process and officially document submission reviews. In the review tool, the CMS point of contact and submission review team roles can enter an assessment on each reviewable unit of the submission package. Users on the CMS review team can also enter analyst notes in the review tool. Analyst notes are internal to the CMS review team, CMS point of contact and submission review team roles, and serve as a centralized form of communication when conducting a review of a submission package. Another method of centralized communication is the correspondence log. The correspondence log is an official record of communication between CMS and the state. CMS can provide information to the state, and the state can respond. Only the state point of contact and the CMS point of contact can write in the correspondence log, but others may view the correspondence log in the package for reference. Additionally, workflow actions are assigned to users as tasks to keep the submission progressing in a timely manner. Tasks are sent to users via email and a task list in MACPro. Users who serve as a CMS point of contact, CPOC, in MACPro can submit clarification requests to the state prior to recommended approval or disapproval of a submission. The clarification puts the package back in the state's hands. It is similar to an unlock in MMDL and does not stop the 90-day regulatory clock. Another option would be for the CPOC to submit a request for additional information, also known as an RAI. This option stops the 90-day regulatory clock, but provides the state with the opportunity to address more in-depth questions or updates. Finally, a state-specific approval notice is generated by the CPOC. The approval notice does not replace official approval documentation. However, it is a form that notifies the user that their submission package has been approved. It is a part of the official record of the package and can be viewed by the state following approval. Here's the full CMS SPA workflow representing an approval outcome. Right now, this may be a lot to take in. We will break it down step by step in the following slides. However, as you become more familiar with MACPro, I suggest keeping this slide in mind for your future reference. There will be future trainings that will walk through these steps within MACPro. First, the state submits the official SPA submission package to CMS. Then, the CMS point of contact, or CPOC, receives a submission package. The CPOC selects Submission Review Team SRT members for each reviewable unit or section of the SPA submission package, and then sets a milestone date for completion of their assessment within the review tool. The milestone date is essentially an internal due date to ensure the review stays within the 90-day regulatory clock. However, the milestone date does not actually affect the 90-day clock. The CMS Internal Standard Operating Procedures provides additional guidance related to the milestone date. During the review, the CPOC compiles initial questions from the SRT comments. Utilizing the clarification process, the CPOC sends these questions to the state along with the package so that needed revisions can be made. A clarification is what you may know as an unlock in MMDL. We will go into these steps in detail in a few slides. Once the review of the submission is complete, the CPOC provides a recommended disposition within MACPro. The CPOC may recommend a request for additional information, or RAI, based on a review of the package. This will return the package to the state with specific questions and stop the 90-day clock. We will go into this process in more detail in a few slides. The CPOC may also recommend disapproval, and this alters the workflow. We will review the disapproval workflow as well. If the CPOC recommends approval, he or she will then draft the approval notice and select senior reviewers to review the package. The senior reviewers then review the package disposition recommendation and have the option to request a meeting or disagree with the recommendation. The senior reviewer then reviews the recommended package disposition, and for this purpose, we will assume that the senior reviewer agrees to the recommended approval. Next, the package approver receives the package and he or she has the option to request a meeting, return the package to the CPOC, or approve the package. Once the package approver completes the approval, the CPOC receives the package, uploads the PDF approval letter, and returns the package to the State Point of Contact, or SPOC. The SPOC receives the package and acknowledges receipt. Finally, the CPOC closes the package in MACPro. Here's the full CMS workflow again. As you can see, we reviewed in detail the top and bottom halves in the previous slides. Next, we are going to review in detail the clarification process. This slide represents a potential process the CPOC, along with SRTs, may take prior to initiating a clarification, utilizing tools available in MACPro. As we reviewed previously, the first step when CMS receives a submission package is for the CMS point of contact to assign individuals with the submission review team, SRT role, to review all or part of a submission package. The CPOC sets a suggested milestone date for their completion of their review. Then, the CPOC and SRTs review and provide their assessments in the review tool available in MACPro. If there are questions or comments during the review, they may enter those via analyst notes in the review tool on each section of the package. If the CPOC and/or submission review team determines that clarification is needed from the state, the CPOC may compile questions or comments from the review tool into the Correspondence Log, a communication tool shared between the state and CMS. The CPOC then returns the submission package to the state by initiating clarification, which is an informal return of the package to the state that does not stop the 90-day regulatory clock. Please note that this is a suggested process for submitting clarifications in MACPro. In the next slide, we will go into more detail and show a visual representation of the process. First, The CMS point of contact gathers questions from the review team via the review tool and enters questions to the state in the correspondence log related to the clarification request. Then, the CMS point of contact initiates the clarification, which returns the submission package to the state via a task in their task list. The state point of contact receives an email that there is a task to respond to a clarification request in their task list. The state point of contact then reads the correspondence log message from CMS. At this point, the state point of contact determines if the package needs to be updated. If so, the state point of contact responds to the CPOC in the correspondence log accordingly and updates the package. If not, the state point of contact responds to the questions in the correspondence log and does not modify the package. Once the clarification questions are resolved, the state point of contact returns the submission package to CMS for continued review. As a reminder, the clarification process does not stop the 90-day regulatory clock. If the outstanding issues cannot be resolved through the clarification process, the CPOC may need to initiate a formal request for additional information or RAI. We will now go over that process in more detail. If outstanding issues remain and the SPA cannot be approved on the first clock, then the CMS point of contact, CPOC, and the submission review team, SRT, will make a joint decision to issue an RAI. This recommendation may be documented within the review tool. Then, the CPOC takes actions on the package and initiates an RAI. The CPOC collaborates with the CMS review team and completes the RAI form, and then returns the submission package to the state. Then, the state point of contact, SPOC, receives the submission package and RAI form in their task list. At this point, the SPOC determines if the package needs to be updated based on the information asked in the RAI form. If so, the SPOC modifies the package accordingly and responds to the questions within the RAI form. If not, the SPOC responds to the questions in the RAI form and does not modify the package. Once the RAI form and any modifications to the submission package are complete, the state point of contact returns the submission package and RAI form to CMS. A new 90-day regulatory clock begins at this point. Now, let's look at how the process flow would differ in the case of a disapproval. Like the approval flow, we will break the disapproval flow down to review in two parts, beginning with the upper portion of this workflow. Much of the process is the same in the beginning stages of the disapproval workflow compared to the approval workflow. We will start with the point at which a CPOC determines that they will recommend disapproval. At this point, the disapproval coordinator completes the disapproval package and selects for senior reviewers to review the package in the disapproval recommendation. Then, the senior reviewers review the package and recommend disposition. The senior reviewer user may request a meeting, or the senior reviewer user may disagree with the recommendation, which returns the package to the CPOC for the submission review team to re-review. Again, the senior reviewer reviews the package. Let's assume for the purpose of this example that the senior reviewer agrees with the disapproval. The package disapprover then receives the package. The package disapprover may request a meeting. Once the package disapprover agrees with the disapproval, the package disapprover then disapproves the package. Once the package is disapproved, The CPOC receives the package, uploads a PDF disapproval letter, and then returns the package to SPOC. The State Point of Contact, or SPOC, receives the package and acknowledges receipt, and the CPOC closes the package.